Yo, what is up guys, Ghost here, welcome back to the channel. We've got some big news to go over today. This has just dropped, it's a new community update and it's Kevin Johnson, the community manager, posting this. And this holds some very big changes for the Assault class and the Recon class. I haven't read this myself yet, I'm going to read it live with you guys, but you're more than welcome to join, of course, if you're watching this after the fact. And apparently, they're swapping the spawn beacon around and giving that now to the Assault players instead. So I think it's going to be pretty interesting. As always, if you guys enjoy the content on the channel, don't forget to subscribe. There's going to be plenty more Battlefield 6 to come here in the future, and this is going to be the place to find it. So as always, thank you guys so much for the support. So let's just jump into it here. I am going to caveat this a little bit with what, or not caveat it, but sort of started off with what Kevin Johnson says. So he says, some of the stuff listed in our latest community update are a must-read to understand where we are at with open beta, how Battlefield Labs continues, and what we're doing ahead of launch. For example, we are preparing something radical, and it is a first in many ways. We are aware of the lone wolf mentality of Assault, and we're working to improve it so that it has more relevance for your squad. Recon will no longer have a spawn beacon. Okay, it will be moving to Assault and changed into a deploy/rally beacon. This has a finite amount of uses, destroys if the Assault placer spawns on it, etc. Why? Because Recon in its own way is its own spawn beacon. Assault now has an active gadget to help motivate people to be that Assault player. Assault is the flanker leading the way, and it now leads the way with spawning. Give it a read, let us know your thoughts. Some of this stuff will not be live in open beta as a heads up. Okay, I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense there. He's not wrong. The Recon player, in the middle of Africa, up in the mountains or whatever, you can spawn in them because they're always alive. But let's check the actual the blog post. Okay, so open beta and the road to launch. It's big enough for you guys? Hello everyone, as we prepare for Battlefield 6's early access beta starting on Thursday, August 7th, followed by the open beta on August 9th, we wanted to take a moment to reflect on our journey so far with Battlefield Labs, how we've adapted your feedback, and what you can expect from future play sessions and gameplay iterations. As we prepare for launch, we'll take a brief pause with Battlefield Labs during the open beta period. Once concluded, we'll resume our commitment to feedback and continuous improvement through this program. We're proud of the reception that we've seen with Battlefield Labs, and we'll keep monitoring and acting on player feedback and data as we continue our development. So it's almost like Labs is going to continue pretty much as soon as the beta's over. They're going to jump right back in there. I don't know if they're going to have just the regular game. I think they're going straight onto the Battle Royale. So Battlefield Labs feedback and changes made for the open beta. Okay, closed versus open weapons. We recently shared our goal to connect both new and veteran players to the Battlefield experience. There have been ongoing discussions about previous class system, including interest in reintroducing closed weapons to classes as a playlist option. To support different playstyles, we are developing functionality that allows you to choose between closed and open weapon modes, starting with the open beta. We're starting with a closed weapon conquest playlist in beta, okay? You'll earn full XP progression in this mode, giving you the freedom to play your way. With the open beta inviting you to our largest play sessions yet, we encourage everyone to try switching between both systems to find out what works for you. So we originally thought this was going to be like a test, guys. You know, once they basically figured out which was more popular, they will put that in the main game. But apparently, from what I've heard, they're going to leave both options available. So maps and modes, we've been closely tracking player behavior and traversal across the different maps played in Battlefield Labs, such as for the below image of Siege of Cairo. Using this and other data, we've identified several areas across maps that we've zoned in on and changed to better the flow of movement and the pace at which players traverse and fight each other. So you can actually see how this is quite a long map here. There are a lot of long roads in Siege of Cairo, and then there are also, fighting in and around lots of houses as well. Several direct changes have also been made to the layout of objectives, including improved cover, adjusted objective sizes, and tailored designs to support balanced play for both sides. We've also updated the visual look of objective boundaries and repositioned turrets across the map to further enhance gameplay. So these objective boundaries In the early Labs builds, they were like this very obvious blue or red outline, and I think a lot of the feedback that I saw in the Discord was that it was a little bit too kind of arcadey, even though Battlefield is largely an arcade game. So I think they've rolled that back a little bit. So as we move into the next phase of map testing, our focus will shift even more toward refining these objective layouts and iterating based on player feedback. Expect further adjustments as we approach the final stages of development. Okay. We've always loved the fast-paced action of domination and have been exploring the best way to bring revives into the mode, a core element of Battlefield team play that we think really fits. After seeing positive feedback from players, we're excited to introduce reviving as a new mechanic, adding an extra layer of strategy and teamwork to the experience. Wait, could you not revive in domination? Has that not always been a thing? Or I guess I don't really ever play domination, to be honest with you, so I wouldn't really know. But I don't know. I thought you could revive in any game mode in Battlefield. Maybe it was just squad revives. Maybe you could only get your squad up and not anybody. Anyway. So on to the weapons then. Time to kill and time to death have been frequent topics of community feedback. With your input, we've balanced damage across the weapon pool, and we are eager to hear your thoughts on how these changes feel during the beta. We've also leveled up our weapon customization options. We've worked to enhance overall clarity to make the UI more user-friendly so it's easier to see which weapons synergize best with each class. These improvements are designed to help you make more informed choices when building your loadout, ensuring that you can quickly understand the strengths and intended roles of different weapons. To further differentiate the classes and provide unique weapon advantages, we've introduced signature weapons. Yep, okay, selecting a weapon that aligns with your class now grants exclusive advantages for that weapon that no other classes will benefit from. For example, no other class will be able to utilize a sniper rifle as effectively as a recon. I do wonder, you know, with the signature weapon thing, like, part of me thinks this is going to be a nothing burger. Like, I still feel you will just pick any weapon, like the weapon you want, and you won't think about the signature weapons at all. You'll just go, okay, I want a carbine, I want an assault rifle, and to hell with the signature weapons and the class that I'm playing. I don't know. Maybe it won't turn out like that. Maybe there'll be some of them, like for the sniper rifles, that are good enough that it's actually worth it. You just downloaded the beta, Country Boy? Nice, dude. Yeah, me too. That's at least how it goes for me in 2042. I just don't really think about the signature abilities. All right, the road to launch. Adapting and implementing feedback takes time, and while Open Beta will give you an early look at the class system, it's not the final adaptation. After the Open Beta has concluded, there will be more opportunities to shape the class experience together before launch through upcoming Battlefield Labs play sessions. Oh, okay, so I'm wrong. Apparently they are going to continue testing all-out warfare. Today we wanted to give you a glimpse of further changes you can expect beyond Open Beta as we head towards launch. So the Assault class, here we go. While Assault has been recognized as the class for frontline medics and a favorite among lone wolf players, we're now placing greater emphasis on team play. With reworked traits and gadgets, Assault offers passive squad benefits that encourage teamwork and provide a stronger support for the squad. The Adrenaline Injector, initially offering a self-healing effect, now clears and boosts resistance to flash and stun effects, enhances tolerance to explosive and incendiary damage, and improves movement speed. We feel that this will reduce their self-sustaining perks and differentiate them further from the support class. So we kind of knew that, right? That was already in the last blog post. Commanding Presence has replaced Enhanced Mobility as the new signature trait. This trait speeds up capturing objectives for nearby squad members and takes you and your team out of combat status faster. With this new ability, we're taking another step to provide the Assault class with more team-focused abilities. We're also making a substantial change. Okay, before we get into this, that is actually massive. Like, faster cap speeds on objectives, that is huge for team play. I actually really, really like this. Like, Assault being a lone wolf has always been a problem in Battlefield, and you know, now with them removing, like, reviving, with them not being able to heal anybody even, they felt even more so that way. You Also getting out of combat faster. If you're not aware, you can only spawn on a squad mate like once they're out of combat. So that is actually pretty big. Okay, so while we're making a substantial change to the gadget pool of the Assault class, we renamed the Spawn Beacon to Deploy Beacon, and it's now part of the Assault class gadget pool instead of Recon. Although the Deploy Recon has traditionally been a staple of the Recon class, it hasn't been without its challenges, often being used by solo snipers to redeploy in hard-to-reach places. By moving it to the Assault class, we are intentionally redefining it as a team play tool for frontline flanking and coordinated squad movement. The Deploy Beacon has a finite number of uses per squad and will self-destruct if the Assault player spawns back on it, making it a tactical and limited resource rather than a persistent advantage. We believe this addresses concerns around Assault being too focused on solo play. I really like this as well. Like, if you've ever been playing and you've actually got a Recon like in a good position, they're behind a flag in some little like secret bedroom, like a little cubby hole, it is actually a game changer. But the problem is that most of the time people play Recon, like they're not on the objective. They're not like, in and around it, right? They're just like up in the mountains, kind of doing their own thing. So I kind of got to agree with him here that I think like it does make more sense team play wise. But at the same time, it seems a bit of a shame that the Recon class is losing something, right? I mean, I think it's good. It makes sense on the Assault class. They're pushing the front lines. They can drop the spawn beacon there. People are going to spawn in them quicker. They're going to be the ones like capping the objectives now. But for Recon players, it kind of sucks if you want to be like, somewhere out in the boonies and you can't actually respawn there. Because let's face it, how many times can you be bothered to run and hightail it halfway across the map to get to your little sniping tower? Anyway, let's see like what the Recon's gonna get, if anything. So a completely new gadget is being introduced, the Assault Ladder. We saw that in the trailer, of course. This versatile tool provides squads with access to previously unreachable areas, functioning as either a ladder or ramp depending on deployment angle. As a powerful team play gadget, it enables Assault players to lead not just their squad, but their entire team over obstacles, gain height advantages, or surprise the enemy in new ways. That is pretty interesting there as well. Like, obviously, we saw that in the trailer, but yeah, it kind of reminds me of Battlefield Hardline. I think it was the Assaults that got zip lines and they got grappling hooks. They could also open up new pathways, which, I think in BF6, that could be massive because obviously you will have, we were talking about this in yesterday's stream, but sometimes stairways or certain entrance points into buildings get completely destroyed. So now you can create new ones with these ladders. What are you guys thinking about the Recon changes? I see a lot of people not liking it. This will make Recon useless, in my opinion. Christian says it's better like this. No more sniper camping. Just imagine that. Yeah, I gotta say I kind of agree with Christian there. If I play Recon, I would always place the beacon where my team could respawn near the main fight. Maybe, shouldn't they maybe both have it? Would that be such an unbalanced thing if they both had spawn beacons? I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Well, I don't know if it's going to be in the beta, but if it is, we'll see how it plays out. Yeah, they seem to have, they seem to be going through the classes one by one, so we'll see what Recon gets. Next up is Engineer, then Support. And then after that, we're going to end on Recon, I think. Alright, so Engineer. We're pleased to hear balanced feedback on the Engineer class, especially in terms of their core role in vehicle gameplay and explosives. We're eager to learn more about how well the engineering gadget pool supports and destroys vehicles, and how effective engineers feel in direct combat. We'll be closely monitoring their toolkit's performance in large-scale battles, and are keen to hear your thoughts on whether playing as an engineer feels impactful and rewarding. Okay, so that's kind of just like, no major changes there. For support, we've received generally positive feedback regarding support, and we're actively evaluating a few key areas for improvement. we're focusing on the refresh rate of supply crates and how well these supports signature weapon buffs contribute to the flow of the game. We want to ensure that support players feel essential to their squads, both in keeping teammates supplied and in boosting overall combat efficiency. Yeah, my experience of support with these the crates that they have, because they replenish now health, ammo, gadget ammo, like everything, is that they're a little bit too good. A lot of people were playing support, and you could understand why, right? If you can replenish your own health, you've got a lot of self-sustainability there. So I can understand why they're focusing on the refresh rate here of the supply crate, so you can't spam it all over the place. Okay. Recon. So for Recon, we saw the opportunity to strengthen the disinformation and sabotage components of its role. With that in mind, we set out to redefine one of Recon's training paths by removing Pathfinder and replacing it with Spec Ops, a nod to the stealthy, explosive-focused class last seen in Battlefield 2. Oh, that's kind of cool. This is the path for anyone who wants to take on the stealth function of their squad, providing them with insights on troop movement while quietly operating behind enemy lines. So first of all, the first one here, your base class training, available from the start, and allows quieter takedowns, crouch, and prone movement. So that's good, but it's only crouch and prone movement, right? It's not like... It's not even standing up, non-running movement. So, like, how... That being said, you can sprint in crouch in this game. So maybe that's going to be a bit of a tactic there. So the first one you can upgrade here, or you get upgraded as you sort of play the game and get experience. Spots nearby enemy gadgets, except when sprinting. That sounds kind of pants in my book. And then the next one is going prone takes you out of combat much faster and removes the spot on self. Okay, that is good. So I don't know if going combat is tied to the regen. I think it is. Like, once you get out of combat, then your soldier will regen. But other than that, obviously, it's going to allow your squad mates to spawn on you. And removing spot is actually really, really, really handy as well there. In addition, the Recon class features an active ability at level 3 that lets you call a UAV to a marked position for passive spawning, further enhancing your squad's situational awareness. Yeah, we already know about that one, of course. Together with the Recon signature trait, aim spotting, which automatically spots enemies while you're aiming down sights, you'll be fully equipped to play out the intelligence and counterintelligence role to its full potential. So these two things here are the same as they were before. Nothing new there, but I gotta say... this doesn't really sound like that good, like kind of meh. Yeah, I'm seeing more mez in the chat here. I don't know, maybe like I'm gonna try it out. Like I want to say let's play the beta, right? Let's try out all this stuff. I'm sure we're all gonna try these trees, and some kind of meta is gonna evolve here. Like somebody's gonna have their own favorite tree. So I don't want to just ride it off like straight away, but like are they not going to say anything about gadgets here? Like, do Recon not get a new gadget? Are they even removing the spawn beacon? They did say they're taking it off of Recon, right? Commanding presence. We're making this change. We've renamed the spawn beacon to deploy, and it's now part of the assault class instead of Recon. So what do they get then? Because that was like one of the best parts of their kit, in my opinion, was the spawn beacon. That is the thing when I spawned as Recon that I used like every single spawn. Like it was their main class gadget. So I'm like, wait, what? Okay, that's a question that needs to be answered. So what's next? Open beta is your chance to jump in, share feedback, and help shape the future of Battlefield 6. Check out our open beta readiness article for everything you need to know to get started. We also invite you to join us on the official Discord to get updates. We'll return after Battlefield with more learnings, yada yada, the Battlefield team. Okay, cool. So, awesome. Battlefield, open beta, starting soon. I don't know why it won't let me get off the highlights here, but I digress. But yeah, guys, I'm kind of in two minds about this. Like, I feel on the one hand, this really makes sense for the assault class. They're the ones that are going to be on the flag, and with this new trait, allowing your squad mates to spawn on you, having a spawn beacon down there is going to be awesome. But what about the poor recon players? What are they getting in return? I don't feel like the gadget selection for them is particularly good. Leave me your thoughts down below. Let me know what you guys all think about this. As always, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe to keep up with everything Battlefield, and I will see you all in the next one.